Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for watching the replay. Aloha, shining ones. Instagram is telling you guys that I am here. Aloha, Darla. Aloha, Jade. Aloha, Chrisela. Hi, Anna. So glad you are here, Lemurian sister. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yay. Hi, Erin. Hi, Cher. Hi, Christopher. Valentina. Hello, hello. Okay, so hi, Lemurian Crystal Shop. Hello, Oahu sister. Hello, hello. Okay, so aloha. Yes. So, as everybody is coming in, yay, family. Please let us know. This is going to be super powerful and magical, and I'm not going to make any expectations, but I'm excited. I got to turn my phone on Do Not Disturb 1 second. Okay, here we go. So, please tell us, hello, hello. Hi, Sina. Hi, Spider Lily. Hello, hello. So please tell us if your hands are free and it's safe for you to do so. Hi, Tara. Please tell us where you are in the world. Aloha, Tara. Hello, Ulia. Aloha, welcome, sister. So please tell us if your hands are free and it's safe for you to do so and to type. Please tell us where in the world you are coming from. Arizona. Yay, welcome. Makawao, yes, just up the hill. Nevada City, Kona, Big Island, yes, sister. Hi, Lindsay. Of course, Maui, Sedona, Oklahoma City, Tennessee, perfect. Baltimore, Huntington Beach, yes. North Shore, Oahu. We need a Kauai, and we've got them all covered, yeah? Yes, California. You just got back from Mount Shasta. Oh, good. Yes, Amber. Yes, yes, yes. Amazing. Remembering Lemuria couldn't have come at a perfect time. Calling in Mount Shasta, NYC, Oahu, Columbia, Grant Pass, Oregon. Welcome, welcome. So tell me where you guys are. Okay, so I love seeing all of the different places where everyone is coming in. California, welcome. You just left Kauai yesterday. Okay, perfect. So I think that counts. We have two sisters, one who just left Kauai and one who just left Mount Shasta. So we've got Hawaiian Islands covered. We've got Mount Shasta, Lemuria covered. Awesome. I'm sorry I don't speak Spanish. Bend, Oregon, welcome. Okay, my loves. So, I was totally eating a dragon fruit before this, and I have my fingers stained. Oh, yeah. Aloha, Christia. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so, Montreal, you left Big Island a year ago. Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. Awesome. Okay, my loves. So, we have an incredibly amazing grid that we're lighting up together right now. And, okay, so we're going to need a few things. We're going to do a meditation together. Excuse me. So, if you have a Lemurian seed crystal, I actually am going to grab mine from over there. If you have a Lemurian seed crystal, please retrieve that and have it by your person. Thank you for the hearts. And if you do not have a Lemurian seed crystal, don't worry. If you have, oh yay, welcome. If you have a piece of clear quartz, that will also work because you can program the quartz to attune to the Lemurian grid that we're going to be lighting up here. And I know several of you have Lemurian crystals that I gave you, so please make sure to have those handy. So let's go get our crystals if you don't have them yet. My phone is plugged in and in the tripod. You have a twin Lemurian. Excellent. And okay, so I'm gonna go get my crystals. You go get your crystals. And if you don't have either a Lemurian seed or a piece of clear quartz, if you have another crystal, I think that it will totally be able to tap in. You're gathering all of yours. Perfect. And if you just have a simple stone, kyanite can totally work. Yeah, I think if you have any crystal, it will totally be able to tune in as long as that's your heart prayer and your intention. And if you don't have a crystal, a rock, you can be sitting on the dirt. We're making an earth grid. So I'm gonna go grab my crystals. Be right back. If you need to go grab your crystals, go do that. I'm still here. I'm just walking over here. Okay. You guys get your crystals? I have other things that I'm going to share with you that I am excited about. Just make sure this does not fall over. Crystals. Probably. Sorry, I'm just getting this set up so it does not fall over. This is what we have over here. Hi, Kayla. Kyla? I always said that wrong. Welcome, sisters. So glad you're here. Okay. All right. Lemurian point it is for you, and Lemurian twin for the collective. Yay! Hi! You got yours. You're so freaking excited. You bought your crystals in Mount Shasta, and you're so crazy. I know, right? It's so amazing. Okay, so I have a whole little bundle of little Lemurians, and then I've got some big guys that are going to be anchoring this in for us. Okay, so and my little one is coming over here to say hello. Hi. Okay, all right, so we've got crystals, check, good. Make sure that you're just comfortable, you know, that your physical body is in a good space. And so does everybody know what's going on, why we're gathered? Does everyone know why we're gathered here today? How long will we meditate for? I don't know. Probably, I don't know. We'll see how long our hearts tell us to. You guys know I like to talk, so that's like more of the issue. Okay, so do you guys know why we're gathered here? Do you know what is, hi Kat, do you know what is happening over on the Big Island? Yes, yeah, for Mauna Kea. Yeah, oh look at all those hearts, yes. Love you too, Sina. Okay, you just popped in by chance. Oh, perfect, great, excellent. So we have some people who know and some people who are excited to learn why we are gathered here today, beloved family. Yes, you know, Anna. Okay, yeah, good. Yeah, so you guys know I'm here on Maui. We have several family here on Oahu. We have friends over on the Big Island. We have Kauai representing. We've got Mount Shasta. We've got Sedona. We've got lots of incredibly amazing vortexes here. And lots of these places have mountains on them. Mount Shasta, clearly. Sedona, there's amazing mountains there. We're working with the land because on the Big Island of Hawaii, what they are proposing to do is to build a very large telescope. And it's going to be 30 meters tall, which is like 98 feet tall. And I forget how I'm misplacing the numbers exactly about meters and feet, but it's 600 and something meters as a square footprint. It's a large space. Okay, and so what they would have to do to create that, right, would be to dig down into the mountain and bring all their trucks and all of the, there's so much trash that happens when construction happens. It's just like a whole ordeal. And so basically it's like they're wanting to do this 18 stories, right? 18 stories tall. And so they're wanting to do this on a place that is so sacred. It's like as if they were wanting to build this telescope on the same land as the pyramids are, right? If they wanted to build this pyramid on top of the pyramids or next to the Sphinx, it would be like, whoa, like that's not okay. So it's like, or they wanted to build this like next to Notre Dame or something like that. So it's like this is a very, very, very sacred place, right? Okay, yeah, and I don't know that exactly, but yeah, the construction will last for 10 years. Ooh. So there's lots and lots and lots of reasons why this is not a good idea. I know, right? I don't know. I just read that. So, but there's lots and lots of reasons why this is not a good idea and why we just really need to educate ourselves and everyone else, like, to be like, wow, it's a really, really sacred space. And just because there's not a structure built there like the pyramids or something like that doesn't mean that that's not a sacred space. And so Mauna Kea is a very, very, very amazing place. I had the privilege of being able to visit there in 2014. That was the very first time that Hawaii called me. I didn't know that I was going to be moving here, and I just thought that I was being called there to do some meditations and plant my Lemurian crystals and do some grid work. And so I've been there, and it's very, very, very good. They have a plan B in the Canary Islands. I don't know if that should happen in the Canary Islands either. That's also something really beautiful. But it needed to be built over a big aquifer and use the water to cool the telescope. There's a lot of reasons why it's not cool. There's a lot of reasons why it's not cool. And some of the other telescopes I read have had oil spills. So, but I don't want to be exchanging information that I don't know about, right? I just want to tell what I know about. And what I know about is the Lemurian history of Mauna Kea. And so you guys, many of you know that I have a school, the Lemurian School of Remembering, which is open now for enrollment. And we help provide basically cosmic triggers for you to remember past lifetimes that you might have lived in Lemuria and Atlantis, which also seeded into Avalon and Egypt. And so there's a lot, and into ancient Greece, there's a lot of history that comes from this land, from this place. And this land is not just Hawaii. It's the area on Mount Shasta, and it's also all of the Pacific Rim. It's all of the islands. It's all of Polynesia. It's into Australia and New Zealand, and so it was a huge landmass that then sank underwater. And so Mauna Kea is really, I feel, in my opinion, very pivotal to this sustainment of and the longevity of this story, of this lineage, this history. Because we know it's actually been, scientifically proven that Mauna Kea, it's about 13,000 feet tall, 13,800 something feet tall. That's just from current sea level to the top, to the summit of the mountain. And when you measure it from the base of the mountain, that is an additional 10,000 feet underwater. So this mountain is actually over 23,000 feet tall, right? This is huge. And so if you think, right, like right behind me is Haleakala. You guys cannot see it, but we think of Haleakala here and we think about like sea level. I can see the ocean right here. I'm not at sea level. I'm a little bit higher right now. But you think about what is at the base of a mountain and all of this civilization that we have here now. Could that have existed at the base and beyond, stretching out from the base of Mauna Kea when it was fully elevated above the ocean? What was that like? And so that's the story. That's the archaeological history of the island, the continent of Mu, the continent of Lemuria. And so so Mauna Kea is very, very sacred, and it's also been holding and anchoring the longevity and the sustaining of the story of Lemuria for a long time. And then if some of you are familiar with Cryon, Cryon talks about, Cryon is a being that is channeled through a man named Lee Carroll, and he talks a lot about Lemuria and about accessing our DNA and about how we can go into our DNA to extract past life memories, and has been super, super helpful on my journey and can be helpful for you as well if you want to check it out, Kryon. And so he tells the story that it was the Pleiadians that first arrived on the peak of Mauna Kea, and we want to loosen our linear understanding and our logical understanding, so that we're not just thinking that they came in spaceships, because there were other ways of coming too. So, but that's where they really began seeding the higher consciousness into the beings that were here on the planet at that time, and that was what evolved into us as higher spiritually developed people. And then there was a fall. We lost that. We forgot all of that, and so now we're in the process of remembering that. And so that's kind of the more esoteric story of Mauna Kea. And there's a lot, if you go and visit our brother Pahala Hawaiian Botanicals, he has the whole story from the Mu culture. And so there's lots of stories about the sacredness of this land. I only tell this story that I really know and feel within. I'm not going to tell his story clearly. So that is why we are holding this meeting today, and we're doing our meditation together. And so if you don't also know that this past weekend, thousands of people from all over the world gathered together in the cities and states where they found themselves and stood up. I really love it because they're not using the word protest. They're not, it's they're standing up as guardians of the Aina. And the Aina is the spirit of the land. And so it's kind of if you're not familiar with Aina, it's kind of we talk about Gaia, right? Is the spirit of the land. And so here in Hawaii, it's the Aina is known. And it's not if I say Gaia, do you know what I'm talking about? It's people know what Gaia means, or what the Aina is. And there's all of these bumper stickers that say Aloha Aina. I have one that says Malama Aina, which means protect the land, take care of the land. And so it's I remember I was buying my car, and I was in the used car department at Ford. This was years ago now, and the guy was well, what made you want to move to Maui? And I was the Aina asked me to come. It's my very true, very real reason why I'm here. And he was oh yeah. And I was yes, the guy in the used car department at Ford knows what I'm talking about when I say the Aina asked me to come. So it's a very, very real presence here. And I know that if you are here, you also feel that presence. Look, she's coming in. The wind is picking up. So, Aloha Aina. Yeah. So amazing. So, what we're going to do is that if you have a Lemurian crystal, you don't have to have one as big as this. You can have a little baby, or you can have even smaller, a little like this one. Yeah, I just picked up where you're sitting at too. Perfect. Or if you have a piece of clear quartz, that's also fine. So we're going to use if you have a piece of clear quartz, or you're using a piece of any other stone or rock or anything like that, just take a moment and set your intention to tune your stone to the frequency of Lemurian seed crystal, right? So, and if you're wondering about, Good Breeze just arrived there too, yeah. So if you're wondering about Lemurian seed crystals, so Lemurian seed crystals come in different colors. And they have these etchings on the side. You can see these etchings here. But they also have to come from a very specific place in Brazil. And there's also people who have found them in Hawaii. Those are very, very special. And but they say that whenever you have a Lemurian seed crystal, whether you purchase this for yourself or someone gave it to you, I have literally found one in the dirt at a place that I was staying. And but that they will come to you and they will find you because you, during the time of Lemuria, programmed them, and so they have codes for you. So if you don't have a Lemurian seed crystal, just setting your intention right now, however feels good. I really, really trust and respect your inner guidance system. So I'm not going to lead a meditation to tell you how to program your Lemurian seed crystal or to how to program your piece of quartz or whatever it is, your kyanite, whatever it is that you're using instead of Lemurian seed crystal. I'm not going to tell you how to do that because you know how to do that. So I really trust and empower you to do that. I've got all of my crystals are from Brazil, but they feel very, very strong. And the ones from Hawaii are very, very rare, and I have not seen them yet. So they only just emerged recently. So taking a moment to program your crystal. What is it called? Lemuria? What is Lemurian time? You're fine, you're late. If you don't know what Lemuria, so who doesn't know what Lemuria is? I always think that you guys know what I'm talking about. Because I really want to honor your all's time. I just can tell you really quickly. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Lemuria, you're probably familiar with Atlantis, right? Atlantis was this civilization in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean that was very, very advanced, and it was on an island and it sank. And so there was a similar civilization in the Pacific Ocean. So this was also very, very advanced. And so these are the people who were on the Hawaiian Islands. And so this is the story that is from here. And Avalon, yes, it all fractaled out. So hi, Meredith. So Lemuria was a very large landmass in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And it was also a very advanced civilization, but different. Atlantis was more of a technologically advanced civilization. And they were very similar, and some timelines have them existing concurrently, some timelines have them existing overlapping each other, some just before the other. We're not going to get into technicalities here today. So Lemuria was a civilization where the beings engaged with gravity, but they were not bound to it. And so they were able to shapeshift into beings who went into the water, and they were able to shapeshift into all different kinds of things. And they were very deeply compassionate, and they were very deeply connected to the lands. They worked with water a lot. We go over all the different aspects in the Lemurian School, in the Remembering Lemuria course. They worked with sound healing, song lines, working with the ley lines of the land. They were very connected to the stars, to reading the stars, working with astrology. Very advanced, very compassionate, very heartfelt, connected people. So, and then their time, they came to the completion of their timeline. And so it was necessary for them to leave this timeline and this dimension. And so the island sank. And so they are no longer here in that way, in that physical sense. But what happened is that there was a bloodline that was passing down all of this, and this is where you can go and you can read how this was passed in through it's always dangerous to say this because it gets people really in their head. Oh, good. I'm glad it's helpful. Yeah, it is connected to the Pleiades, and it's connected to Sirius, and then of course it's like so I was saying it gets kind of dangerous when we get too linear and too mental about it, because Lemuria was a multi-dimensional state. So when we try to apply our linear constructs and confinements, it can get a little funny. So Lemuria and Atlantis existing concurrently, overlapping timelines. Lemuria came to its completion. It was removed from this dimension. The landmass sank underwater, and it also broke apart. So that's where it's like, exactly as some of you were saying, that it is all the Hawaiian Islands, Polynesia, New Zealand, Australia, all like Indonesia, Bali is connected to it, and then up onto the western shores of the United States, up into Alaska, all of this. And so then when Lemuria completed itself, Atlantis was still there, or it came shortly after, depending on how you look at things. And then Atlantis was there, and then Atlantis was this super advanced, technologically focused mental, whereas Lemuria was more like water and earth, if we want to get elemental about it. It was all of the elements existing in a balanced way. And then Atlantis was more air and more fire, if we wanted to talk about it that way. Where it's like, this is trying to talk about something we don't have words for, basically. So Atlantis came to a place where they were really pushing, as the story goes, what was possible from a state of physics, and caused time and space to fragment. And so then it was basically the fabric of time and space was no longer stable enough to hold them in this dimension, so the island sank. And from there, from Atlantis, the people went to what we now know as Egypt. And so that's where, if you read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean, he talks about when Atlantis sank, and he talks about going in spaceships over. There's so much to this. It's not enough for a little Instagram live. Going over to the land of Cam, which was then Egypt. And so there's this transmission. It's hard to say that there was a transmission of bloodline from Lemuria, because they were multidimensional beings and they were able to procreate in different ways that we procreate right now. And then from Egyptian times, there was a bloodline of lineage that was carried down, and this is where you get from great. Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. That's a good book. That's not one of my favorite books, but it's a good book. I have a bunch of books on my resources page. So if you guys aren't tuned into my resources page, it's all free. It's just tons and tons of books there, so you can check that out. And there's more books specifically on Lemuria and Atlantis and everything when you are in the Remembering Lemuria School. Okay, so I know we're going to meditate, but like we were just explaining this. I'm trying to make it short. So that bloodline went along, and that was where we have Isis, and I'm going to say it out of order because my crystal bowl is sitting on top of the book that it's in. It's right here. So Isis, Morgan Le Fay, Morgane, Mary Magdalene, of course we're talking about this on her feast day, Lilith, and then it stopped, right? It was stopped. The bloodline was stopped during the Spanish Inquisition, during the witch hunts, and so it fractaled out. It was always going. Yes, exactly. The lineage of the codes of light. So it was always going to persist, this lineage from ancient timelines. And so it fractaled out because it could no longer be contained in the physical bloodline. So it fractaled out. And so many of us, probably most of you listening to this, have those codes within you, and that's why you're here, is because you feel that vibration and that resonance within your being. And you might not understand it. This might be the very first time you've ever heard any of this, and there's something in your body that is like, there is some truth here, there's something here for me to learn. Even if you actually don't think it's true right now, but it's kind of like you can't stop listening and you can't keep looking away, but it's like there's something that's here that's pulling you here, and that's a truth of the resonance of the lineage within your cells. Good, you just got that book in the mail today. The Keys of Enoch is a little bit complex. It's helpful, but it's a little complex. The language, if you're starting out, I would not start with the Keys of Enoch. There's a lot of information that's a lot more accessible than that one. But it's still a good book, definitely, for advanced users. So, absolutely. Okay, so that's kind of, and so, okay, then I'm going to finish that. So in that transmission of the codes, it did go from Egypt to, oh, you're crying tears of soul remembrance, girl. Yes, your body is remembering. Yeah, if you have goosebumps at any point during this conversation, your cells are designed to vibrate at the recognition of truth with a capital T. So if you're having goosebumps at any point of this conversation, watching the recording or whatever, even if you hear like 5 seconds of this and you go chills, that is your cells affirming this. Yeah, in Australia for sure. It could be if this is in my lineage, it's also within my blood family. It can be. It isn't always. So that's because it's a fractal line, right? And so it manifests spontaneously. I think it's always a personal question about like, oh, tears in Oakland. Yeah, I think it's always a personal resonance. Like you cannot say that, oh, you guys are all crying. Oh, good. Yeah, soul lineage is different from your family bloodline. Sometimes sometimes the soul lineage can manifest spontaneously, and we have our blood family who we are connected with on a soul level, and we arrange for them to help us and guide us and teach us and all of that and support us in our humaning. And but it's like, really watch yourself, be really careful when you start splitting hairs, okay? Be really careful when you start saying, this is it and this is not it, and this is it and this is not it, because that's actually not a Lemurian way of cognizing things. Post-advanced civilization, modern civilization, third dimensional linearity, mental mind wants it to be either or, right? Like this, I'm a fractal manifestation that manifested spontaneously into my family bloodline, but my family is not. You know, you can't actually say that. They only know, and like you got to be open to them having that revelation of like, whoa, like I just, had an awakening, and I'm like remembering this stuff. Like it's very, very important as people who know about this stuff that we hold the door open for other people to have their own awakenings, and we don't hold them in a container that says, those people don't accept me, they always make fun of me, they've never been open to this, they will never be open to this, because you are perpetuating that timeline of separation by thinking that they will never get it. Okay? Very important. So the Lemurian consciousness is multidimensional, so it's a both and. So it's a deprogramming from the linear time constructs that we're taught about how to understand time and space. And so you have to get yourself from either or. Is it this or is it that? How could it be both if it's not this? And to move into, I can have this truth and it can be absolute and complete within my being. And another person can have their truth and it can be absolute and complete within their being. And to my human mind, they can look like opposites and I am okay with it. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, we're all chosen. There's no one who is chosen. We're all chosen ones. And all roads lead to Rome and all timelines lead to Lemuria. So we're all the chosen ones. We're all in different phases of our awakening. Okay, so do we cover the timeline of what is Lemuria? Hi, Sasha. Oh, you'll have to go back and listen to that one. That was a good timeline scope. Oh, good. Perfect. Okay, so I think it's perfect that we had our friends who are programming their quartz into attunement with the Lemurian grid, and then we had that conversation, and then now we're all going to light up the Lemurian grid. Okay. So, yeah, summarizing the long and short version of it. Yes. Okay, perfect. All right, so if you have your Lemurian crystal, we're going to, I think it would be let's do it in different phases. So have a place on your body where you can put it when you're going to use your hands, okay? Because we're going to do this in our meditation. So have a place, we'll start out holding it in our hands, but have a place where you can like put it if it's in your lap or on your foot, somewhere that it's still touching your body. Excuse me. And so I'll also say there are all of us who have all of these crystals. Some of you guys have specific crystals that are from me. Our brother, Ke'oni, from Pohala Hawaiian Botanicals, he has one of the Lemurian seed crystals that I gave to him, and he is up on Halemahina, which is the house of the moon, the West Maui Mountains. This is an extinct, collapsed volcano that is over on the the west side of Maui. And so he is at a very, very sacred site up there and has agreed to be part of our ceremony with his Lemurian seed crystal. And our sister Karen Prosson, Meredith knows her, Sina knows her. I love all of the rings and circles overlapping. Our sister Karen Prosson just left here, and she is taking a Lemurian seed crystal that I gave her up to Haleakala, which is the house of the sun. This is our Mauna. This is our mountain here on Maui, and there's a joyful conversation going on outside. I love it. My landlord has the best laugh. So we have divine feminine anchoring. Listen how this is so perfect, right? We have our sister Karen, who's holding a Lemurian seed crystal. Oh, good. Everybody's here now. So we have our sister Karen Prosson, who is holding a Lemurian seed crystal, and she is on Haleakala, which is the house of the sun, right? So this is the men's coven, the divine masculine. We have a woman anchoring in the divine masculine. And then we have our brother, Ke'oni, a man, over on Halemahina, house of the moon. So he's in the women's coven. I did not plan this. And so we're all tapping in and tuning in to this resolution of the conflict, because the battle of the sexes is and it goes down into polarity, right? It goes down into your physical body, and it goes down into the pH of your blood, of your body. And so we can be too acidic and too basic. And so all of this, it's like this whole polarity situation. And so all conflict arises from us advocating for our differences. And so continuing to forge the separation. So the more that we can move into a place of diplomacy and a place of resolving these things within ourselves, we come more and more to a place of healing this friction, this conflict between us. So this is a very important time. So good. And of course, we're doing it on Mary Magdalene's feast day, 7/22. Okay, my love. So have your Lemurian seed crystal. If you would like to place it on your heart, you can do so. If you want to just hold it in your hands, you can also do that. I would say if you're going to hold it in your hand, tune into what feels good for you, your left or your right. Would just do whatever feels good of you holding your crystal and closing your eyes. And allowing yourself to drop in. Allowing yourself to attune to your breath. With every exhale, releasing anything that might be pulling you out of this moment. Anything you had to leave and complete in order to be here, and anything that will come after this. And then tuning into your inhale. With every inhalation, setting your inhale, your intention through your inhale to reach throughout time and space into what we understand as past, whether that is past into your past from this lifetime, whether you understand that as past into your bloodline, your ancestral lineage from this body and your family history, and stretching even beyond that to what we understand as past lifetimes. Reaching with every inhale, scanning throughout all time and space for any and all soul fragments of yourself that you may have, knowingly or unknowingly, for whatever reason, left scattered. With every inhale, reclaiming those soul fragments, stretching beyond what we understand as linear time into parallel realities and future timelines. Calling all of you home. And through this increasing resonance, as with every inhalation, you pull yourself and call yourself and anchor any and all soul fragments into your being now. As you increase your frequency and your potency of your presence, you pull that breath down deep into your heart. Stoking this heart fire deep within your being. Allowing the sacred flame within your heart to grow brighter and brighter with every inhalation, and to expand, illuminating all around you with every exhale. So it is an expansion and a contraction over and over. And as this light moves through your cells, you feel it purifying all of your body, all of the cells of your body, filling over and over every single cell with light. And through your Lemurian seed crystal, or your quartz, or what other kind of crystal you are working with, you can tap in to the grid of everybody else. Those who are here with us and who are hearing my voice in this moment of now, those who will watch the recording and hear the replay throughout any time, whenever that these sounds may touch their ears, and feeling all of those who cannot be with us, but who are part of this grid. Beginning to see all of our heart flames, our lights, lighting up all over the planet. We are all coming online together, allowing yourself to smile as you feel the resonance of all of us lighting up the entire planet. Allow this joy, allow this love, allow this feeling of deep service to grow inside your heart. You are here for a reason, and in this moment, this is the reason. In this moment, this is the apex of your life. Everything you have ever experienced has been for this moment. Feel it, know it. Give thanks to everybody else who has made it, who has been plotting and planning and scheming and has made it to this moment with us. If you aren't already smiling, perhaps allowing just the corners of your mouth to tip up softly and breathing that devotion, breathing that celebration into your heart. It is such a joy to feel all of us here at this time once again. Cultivate this joy, this celebration, this remembrance. Cultivate this in your heart. Allow this flame to grow brighter and brighter. Feeling it moving on your breath. Taking long, steady breaths into your heart. Exhaling out of your heart. Stoking your own frequency, feeling so much gratitude for every single person who's doing this with us. And then when you feel ready, placing your Lemurian crystal somewhere on your being, next to your body or on your body. And then taking your hands out in front of you. If you want to open your eyes for a moment, you can. So you're going to put your hands, palms facing towards the screen. And you're going to put it at the level of your heart. You're going to touch your thumbs together, touch your pointer fingers together. And it's helpful if you have a straight back, you're sitting up straight. It's helpful if you have your elbows lifted up. It's helpful if you have your shoulders down, allowing your heart to open. And you can either gaze at the screen or you can stay connected by closing your eyes, whatever feels good. And begin to pull and resonate. I would not say pull, I would say begin to focus your heart energy through the shape of the triangle that you're holding at the level of your heart. And this shape that you're making is the symbol of the Mauna Kea, the mountain of all sacred sites. And begin to transmit, beginning to use this space that is the shape of the Mauna to focus your heart frequency like a laser beam and sending it through your hands out to the big island of Hawaii, sending it to all of our family, all of our ohana, all of our brothers and sisters, all of our aunties and our uncles, all of our kapuna, all of our teachers, all of the elders, all of the keiki, all of the children, everybody who is gathered on the Mauna. The feeling that ancient history of this land and the deep, deep, deep reverence that you have for it, and that you know the people who are standing on top of it in this moment do as well. We send our heart prayers to you. And as we do this together, I'm going to sing a song. And so the words of this song mean the life of the land is preserved in righteousness. Rakai'el ikapono o Hawaii Rakai'el ikapono o Hawaii. If you know the words, sing. Rakai'el ikapono o Hawaii. 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 Coming back to your heart and feeling this transmission of aloha moving through your heart, going up to the mauna, arriving as a cloud or as a soft breeze, ruffling the hair of everyone on top of the mountain, swirling around the keiki, tickling behind the ears of the uncles as they have their lunch, appearing as a beautiful mist or as a rainbow. Whatever way visualizes to you, could be just the glint of the sun coming down. We send our aloha to the mauna, to Mauna Kea. And then taking your right hand to your heart, and your left hand to your belly. And as you place your hands upon your body, you remember that your body is the same as the body of our planet. And that this deep love, reverence, and devotion that we have cultivated here for the sacred Mauna is also an act of self-love. That as you love your body, and as you are devoted to your body, as you treat yourself with honor and respect and reverence, so too do you treat the land with honor and respect and reverence. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely, and knowing that there are so many of us all over the planet who are sitting here, whether you're watching the replay or listening to the recording or with us now. And here we have a moment, an opportunity to reconnect, to recommit our path of service to the sacred land that we know as Mauna Kea, as Hawaii, to the sacred sites all over the planet, whatever mountain is nearest to you, or just the land outside of your front door. And we recommit our path of service with reverence and respect to our own bodies. You are not alone. We are all in this together. And so even if there have been times in the past when you've not been so reverent, not been so respectful, today is a day where there is energy supporting you to love and respect and honor yourself, the land, and all things that are sacred. And bring your hands to your heart, pressing your right hand into your left hand and your left hand to your right hand. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. And one more time, let's inhale all together. And exhale. And so it is. Woo. Yes, we are all one. Oh, your whole body, just your whole reality shifted into a baby blue. Yes. Yeah, the planet has feelings too. Good work, family. Good work. That was a very powerful frequency we brought through. Oh, you're welcome, Tara. You needed that. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, you guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. Mahalo nui loa, mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. Woo. Yay. Hi, Kylie. Your hands are so tingly. Yes. Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, take it out. You're welcome. Share it. Go do the same thing with your friends. Share it with your family. Do it over dinner tonight. Do it before you go to bed. Do it tomorrow. Do it the next day. Oh. You could see the grid with your eyes closed. We did this. Yes, we did. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, oh, thank you, loves. Oh, so wonderful to be here with you. Thank you for all of your powerful energy. And if you are curious about learning more about remembering Lemuria, 3% of all of the enrollment is being donated to the Aloha Aina Support Fund. And so you can check the link in my bio, learn more about Lemuria, learn more about remembering Lemuria, and it would be so, so wonderful for you to join us. If you haven't already, it would be wonderful to journey into this remembering with you. All right, my loves, love you, love you, love you. Aloha. Sending love from Maui to all of the sacred mountains everywhere and to each and every one of you.